remember, in the mid-2000s, that wrestling promotion that never drew more than 8,000 people?
Oh my god.
That's a fact. It never did.
Oh god, why? How? With the roster they had, how did they not draw more than 8,000 people?
You may be wondering, why the fuck are you talking about TNA so much?
Yes, TNA's been dead. It's Impact Wrestling, you big silly goose.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to dead name the whole fucking company.
Well, Sam, I don't think you're dead naming it anymore, because what's the opposite of dead naming something?
Alive naming.
Resurrect name.
We'll work on the term. Anyway, you know the news. TNA's back. Impact Wrestling will be dead in 2024. They're bringing back Total Nonstop Action.
There's two things in life that have come back, allegedly, from the dead. One is Jesus and the other is TNA. Like, how the hell has this happened?
There are three certainties in life. Death, taxes, total non-stop action.
I have no idea. Like, I said this to you the other day. Do you want to know how we're living in a simulation and it's broken? TNA has returned. It's like, what the hell? Like, I don't...
Somehow TNA returned.
It's the company that cannot die. That's why they have a pay-per-view called Hard to Kill. It's the company that just refuses to die. I don't understand how. There have been other companies that have come and gone in the amount of time that TNA has existed, and it still exists. It's survived being kicked off Spike TV. It's survived being on Destination America, whatever the fuck that is. It's survived being on Pop. Again, I will refer you back to my previous statement. It's survived Global Force Wrestling invading it. It's survived Billy Corgan. It's survived Dixie Carter. It's survived, those fucking Harris Nazi twins. It's fucking survived multiple bankruptcy-esque level catastrophes.
I mean, it had to move to Canada, lest we forget.
It survived Alberto Del Rio. It survived everything. I don't understand how this thing still lives. It's a zombie. It's not real. What's in its head? In its head. Scott D'Amore. You gotta credit that guy, because...
Yeah, he refuses to let it die, and to be fair, I'm actually really happy about this, because, don't get me wrong, for the longest time, TNA was what AEW is now, and that is the only viable alternative wrestling product on television towards WWE. Now you and me, if you can't already tell, we are British lads. We come from England.
I'm currently drinking a cup of tea as we speak, which I nearly spilt all over my mic. Because I'm an idiot.
We're from England. It's coming home. And
It's never coming home.
Well, TNA's coming home.
Oh, yeah.
Because, in England, it used to air for free. On primetime television on a channel called Challenge. As Liam Dunn once said, because it's a challenge to watch it. And that means... that you, me, people like Will Ospreay, they had TNA Wrestling as a weekly fixture in their lives. Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, whenever it was. We all saw it. We all saw the pay-per-views. If you have any good fucking, memory, you would know this show was basically fueled off of hatred for TNA for a good 3 or 4 years. Back when people actually watched and commented and cared about us. Now we just do this for fun, but fuck it. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, just to put this into perspective for our American cousins and anyone who doesn't live where it constantly rains 24/7, WWE is on Sky, or was on Sky at the time. Now
Sky Sports 1 at 3 a.m. in the
TNT
morning.
or whatever. But basically, it was on a paid subscription satellite service, so you had to pay to get WWE. TNA was on Challenge TV, which is available on every single television in the country.
And not only this, it was aired at a reasonable time in the evening.
Yeah, and I remember being at university, and we had the TNA drinking game. Anytime something stupid happened, you would have to drink.
And that explains your rapid descent into alcoholism.
Pre-drinks was great. You just get fucked and then just go out. It was brilliant. It was the greatest game. We got other people involved who didn't even like wrestling. They were just like, yeah, right, fuck it.
If the aces
So
and
good.
eights come out, take a drink.
If Hulk Hogan says brother, take a drink.
If Hulk Hogan gets a name wrong, take a drink.
Every time Taz says something stupid. At the time, he wasn't as good as he is now. I'm digressing, though. See what I did there? Haha. I have some fond memories for TNA for all the wrong reasons. And then I understand why they changed the name to Impact Wrestling, because TNA, boobs, bum. Like, okay, right, fair enough. Apparently advertisers hated the TNA brand and all that. They were just like, we are not advertising on this, because what the fuck is this? And even the original name was apparently supposed to be Tuesday Night Action or something. It was supposed to air on a Tuesday. I don't know, I can't remember what happened, but Jeff Jarrett said it had to be moved to, I want to say Wednesdays or Thursdays. And they were just like, yeah, TNA, Total Nonstop Action. People will think it's porn.
Thanks, Vince Russo.
Fucking dick.
You're a hero of men.
This is the same guy that's like, I'm going to bring in a team called Sports Entertainment Extreme. Sex! And I'm like, okay. One, that's not how you spell extreme. If anything, the stable should be called C, but whatever. And also, are you 12? When I come up with stupid things like Captain Bellend or whatever the fuck I do it as a laugh. I'm not actually putting it on television. I'm doing it for shits and gigs. Victory Chode is supposed to be funny, not an actual thing.
But
Just
then
saying.
Super Brawl made it an actual thing.
That's not my fault. I didn't expect to ever actually have an event called Victory Chode.
Well, we did, and it's now forever a part of our history, and shut the fuck up.
Okay.
TNA! It's all about TNA. Should we read out the statement that they've made as to why they are rebranding back to the old name? It's like weird. It's like if Snickers was like, you know what? Nah, we're gonna go back to Marathon.
It'd be like Starburst going back to Opal Fruits.
To be fair, they did do that one time recently.
Did they?
Yeah, limited run of bags.
Huh.
So this limited run of a bag, known as Total Nonstop Action, in 2024, Impact Wrestling will be no more. In its place, TNA returns. The big change was announced during a video package at the end of Bound for Glory, where everyone, the roster, all gathered in the woods, and they opened up a box and you heard Don West saying Don West things. Fucking brilliant. This was in the plans as early as some Slammiversary earlier this year. It was pushed back to Bound for Glory, and the final decision was locked in about 2 to 3 weeks ago, as of recording this.
Okay.
The decision was made for several reasons. Number 1, it would unite the fragmented history of the promotion, which at different times was known as NWA TNA, and then Global Force Wrestling, lest we forget that horrible year-long period, and then finally Impact Wrestling, which it has been since, I want to say, 2017. A secondary factor in making the decision was that a number of the company's international partners preferred the TNA name, and at times were still using the name internally. And to be honest, gotta say, it's been the same in the fandom. Very rarely have I heard anyone be like, Impact Wrestling used to be so good, when it had AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and Sting and Kurt and all the other fucks. Everyone's always like, no, it's TNA. We're gonna dead name the promotion because why not? No one cares, really.
When I used to, watch TNA, other people would be like, what is this TNA? And, I don't know how to explain it. They're stupid letters, granted, but they are identifiable. Impact Wrestling is not. It's just, I don't know. There was this weird period of time, that was what I was going to say. There was this weird period of time when TNA had 2 brand names for some reason, and I for the life of me, I'm like, it was the most confusing thing in the world. TNA existed, but then Impact Wrestling also existed, and it was just like, so what are you calling the company? And I remember watching an interview years ago with Jeff Jarrett and Eric Young, and somebody was like, what do we call this company? And Jeff goes, TNA. and Impact Wrestling. And you can see it in his face. He's just like, this is fucking stupid. Like, why in the name of God do we have two names? Pick one and go with it. So that's what they did. They eventually went with Impact Wrestling. And I can see why, but I feel like it's not been a good rebrand. And calling it TNA is probably for the best. And they brought back the old TNA logo, not that fucking weird one that doesn't have the weird spiky things in the background. You know what I mean?
No, I'm struggling to remember.
Spikes. So basically, TNA also changed their logo from they got like, it's the TNA logo, but it's got like spiky things coming off.
Oh, yes, I do remember this. Yeah, the classic logo has the gold. It looks like an X in the background.
Yes.
Yeah?
They took that away, and it just looked like a wank. It was just a wank logo. And then it was like Impact Wrestling, and it was like TNA Impact Wrestling. It was so confusing. Like the entire history of this company from 2010 onwards is the most confusing fucking thing on the planet. And I can see why you're changing it back to TNA, because that was a time when, let's say 2004 to 2006, 7, 8, 9, that period was probably peak TNA. And then, arguably, the moment Hogan came in, fucked it all up. So yeah, there is nostalgia for those letters. What I find very interesting is, in a AEW world, how is TNA going to exist? Is it gonna... I don't know how it can exist, because the number 2 spot has been taken. Either by AEW or New Japan, depending on your point of view. So, where does this fit in? And it's going to be interesting to see in the next few, maybe years, 3, 4, 5 years, to see where this company actually fits in the wider picture of everything. It's a clever rebrand, but I'm struggling to see where TNA now fits, besides from where it is now. And calling it TNA, I don't know if it's going to do anything more, if that makes sense, but it's a good idea, because...
Well, put it this way. Andrew, for 1 second. Let me just appeal to your political mind for a second here.
Oh, wonderful. Here we go.
You have the WWE.
Yes.
And you have AEW.
Yes.
It's a 2-party system.
Which is awful, yes.
What if your political beliefs do not necessarily align with this 2-party system?
I mean, mine do, but
what if you don't? Just fucking entertain the idea for a fucking second, Andy, that you don't like WWE and you don't like AEW. What the fuck are you gonna do? Are you just gonna not be a wrestling fan? Are you gonna go out and skip amongst the forests and the trees and be fucking happy with your life? No! You want to be a wrestling fan, and you want to be fucking miserable about being a wrestling fan. So what do you fucking do?
You want to be happy about being a wrestling fan.
You go to the third option, which now exists, because... I'm sorry, Ring of Honor. You're basically a non-factor. Because you are AEW light at this point.
Yeah.
So, you need a third alternative. You need something different than the WWE. You need something different from AEW Ring of Honor. And unless you want to just pay attention to Japanese wrestling, which, fair enough, if you want to learn the language, go for it. Be more than happy for it. But there are some people, like you, who can't be fucked. You just don't want to... You don't fucking care. I could talk to you... I've talked to you for years about New Japan, about Stardom, about all of these Japanese wrestlers, and you're like, I only know Kenta Kobashi. I'm like, oh, great. Really good fucking talk there. Yeah, right. The guy who died like 20 years ago. Fucking brilliant.
And after our previous video, you think I'd be watching Stardom on a regular basis, but no.
I mean, to be fair, the most I get out of it is Twitter and Reddit, because it's not the most accessible. Which is the problem, because if you want to get involved in other such wrestling companies, they aren't accessible. Indie promotions, you have to pay for a streaming service. And if you're already paying for like 20 other different streaming services, you're not going to want to pay to see fucking Progress, or as I call it, Football Club Wrestling now. You don't want to see like Deadlock Pro, whatever the fuck that is, like What Culture Pro Wrestling, that died. So it's like, you got very few options. TNA... to put it briefly, is that third option now, which you need in any form of entertainment. So I'm very excited to see if they can keep going, because we've heard the rumblings, the rumors, the chitter-chatter beneath the floorboards. The TNA is actually good now.
Here's the thing, I don't know if it is or not, because I can't watch it. You want to know why I can't watch it, Sam? Because it's on DAZN. What is DAZN? Fuck knows, I have no idea, but apparently it's a subscription service that you have to pay for. So it's not on free TV. And then, okay, what happens if I don't want to get DAZN and I pay for the Impact Insider Plus or whatever the fuck it's called? Oh, I've got to pay them per year? No! They're missing a trick in the UK. They need to somehow make it free in the UK again. I don't care what they have to do. Just put it on fucking, I don't know, dickhead free TV on Freeview, but they've got to do something, because I feel like they're missing a trick. If they're going, especially in this country, with TNA being as popular as it once was on free television, having it in this country on a subscription basis is not a good idea. We're in a cost of living crisis. This is the perfect time to say, fuck off WWE, and AEW, oh, you gotta sit there and wait till 4 a.m. to watch this thing, or pay for AEW Plus like I do, to get it whenever you want with no ads. Here we go, we're on free TV. Ta-da! I feel like they're missing a trick. That's my only concern with this. I just looked at their roster, right? And there's a character, he's got like a mask on, and it's fucking great. It looks like a ball. What's this?
Oh, Black
what's
Taurus?
Name? Yes!
Yeah, he's great.
Where's this character been my whole life?
Been in TNA. That's the problem. Is that for the longest time, they've actually been very fucking good. It's just we haven't been able to fucking witness this, because A, AEW is taking the spotlight now, and 2, again, it's the distribution fucking problem. Like, in America, it's not a problem. It's on AXS, which is the same network as New Japan, I believe. So they've not had an issue with this.
Black Taurus is like the greatest wrestler I've ever seen in my life. Please push this. Give him the TNA World Championship. Or it. I don't know, it's a fucking bull fam.
Probably prefer they, them pronouns, perhaps.
Okay, well, they, them, give them the title.
Give they, them the title.
There you go. I'm a genius.
Yes, you are. Are you a genius? Well, we're about to find out, Andy.
Oh!
Because we're not just talking about TNA. I'm gonna give the boy a quiz, because I love doing quizzes. It's my favourite pastime. I sit alone in my bedroom making quizzes for nobody.
And also, I am a complete masochist, because this is a bit like riddles. And you know what? If I don't answer a riddle or a question during the Suplah, I get withdrawal symptoms and start rocking back and forth and get the shakes. So Sam, give me that sweet quiz.
This is the TNA quiz.
I just banged my leg on my table. Ow.
What I've got here for one Andy Kwan are 12 questions about TNA.
My knee.
Shut the fuck up, let me explain. There are 12 questions. Now, gentleman's agreement, Andy. You're not gonna Google the answers, because we're not in front of each other, and I'm not able to find out.
I could put my webcam on, and then you'll be able to see me.
Will you put your hands up for the entire time?
Yes.
We'll do that then. Beautiful. As he inhales his mug of tea, which only I can see, no one else can.
I need to shave. Don't tell the world I have a mustache.
TNA quiz.
Okay, this is my destiny. This is the truth I seek. In this world I'll find ways to cross the line. Everybody doing what everybody doing. Everybody doing the same thing. I'll be doing what I'll be doing, and they'll be doing my thing. I go around the world, I think something, TNA cross the line. That's a TNA song, basically.
You really went for that. You really just kept that going for way longer than you needed to.
You didn't tell me to shut up. This is the thing. How long have we been doing this?
Shut up!
I keep telling you to shut me up. There we go.
12 questions. All various types of questions. A couple of true or falses. A couple of statements here. A couple of multiple choices. You, Andy Kwan, are the TNA expert tonight, and you're gonna prove it.
It's like Mastermind.
This is your specialist subject, TNA Wrestling.
Cross the line.
Would you like the first question.
Yes, and my hands are on my head.
Question number 1.
Okay.
Name the 3 people that founded TNA in 2002.
Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Jarrett, and Bob Ryder.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is correct, Andy!
Hey,
we started with a
da-da-da.
softball, and you just know that because you're so special.
Autistic? Yes, special, yes.
Yeah, he said it, not me. Congratulations. They were in fact founded by Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Jarrett, and Bob was there too.
Bob's dead, you can't say that, man.
Jerry's dead as well.
Oh yeah, shit,
Jeff's
sorry,
the only one left.
Jeff. Sorry, Jeff.
Sorry, Jeff. And Jeff. And then TNA.
Why isn't Jeff Jarrett in this new promotion? I don't understand.
Because he's in AEW having banger matches.
They should call that stable Mount Jarrett. That'd be the greatest thing ever. Because he's the king of the mountain.
Why don't you book
Tony, give me my royalty now. I
You're
want
better
my
than
check.
Tony, mate. That's official.
Alright, let's do this.
Question number 2.
Boo!
It used to be run in the Impact Zone, as we've discussed at the top of the show. However, what is the official name for the original TNA Impact Zone? Now, there are 3 choices here.
Oh.
Is it A, Soundstage 21, B, Soundstage 22, or C, Soundstage 23?
Trick question. Before that, they were at the asylum, but I'll answer this question. Soundstage 21.
Is that your final answer?
Soundstage 21 is my final answer. My hands are on my head.
You are correct, sir. You have just won £500.
Woo! Give me the money.
This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire shit.
Who wants to be a TNA heir? TNA bear?
Mike Tenay. Bang on, Mike Tenay, you fucking prick. What's Andy Kwan doing on Soundstage 21?
Who wants to be a Mike Tenay? No, you just said that, fuck. Please give me the next
Yeah,
question.
you see, what happens with a joke is, you hear it, you laugh, and then we move on with our lives. You don't repeat it and make it worse.
Next question.
Wait, you don't want to talk more about the fucking soundstage, mate?
Why? It's a soundstage.
It's the Impact Zone.
I mentioned it earlier. Go back 20 minutes.
It's where AEW Dark was set for a brief period.
Yes, which is weird.
Yeah. 3 different wrestling promotions have been in the Impact Zone.
Technically 4, because XWF was at the soundstage.
Or was it really?
Yeah.
See, we're all learning shit today.
Ta-da! XWF, another shit company that fucking died in the same amount of time that TNA has lived.
Now, speaking of the Impact Zone.
Oh, okay.
Question number 3.
Yes.
Which event had to be evacuated due to a fire in the rafters? There's no multiple choice with this, you just have to know it.
Oh, I remember this, because they did a promo with Monty Brown in the car park.
Yeah.
Just to fill the time.
Yeah.
What? I want to say it was Hard Justice 2005.
Is that your final answer?
Was it No Surrender or was it Hard Justice? Hard Justice is a stupid name, so I'm going to go with Hard Justice.
That's my favourite thing about TNA is fucking event names were either really good or really not.
Like, Hard Justice! Like, fucking yeah! Like, fucking hell, Jesus Christ, like, sacrifice! Like, no one's dying at this show! Hopefully. Like, what the fuck? Jesus. But it was Hard Justice, I think, in 2005.
In 2005.
Was it 5 or 6? Oh,
No, you
does it
said your
matter
final
about the
answer.
year?
You said your final
Does
answer.
it matter about the year? No, wait, what? Oh, fine.
You said Hard Justice 2005? You are half correct, Andy!
Yeah!
You're still in this. It was Hard Justice 2006.
Oh, it was 1 year out. Oh, well.
Yeah, there was
Basically,
the pyro lit a sandbag on fire, and then they had to evacuate the entire building.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. So the pyro goes off, right? Sets fire to something in the sandbag or whatever. And then, like, Eric Young and somebody else is trying to have a fucking match. And the impact zone just gets filled with smoke. And everyone's just like,
Oh, is it a radical new debut? No, it's fire. Get out.
And they were like, please leave. Like, they had to evacuate. So they had to, like, stall for time. So they just brought out Monty Brown to talk about the people he was fighting, including Samoa Joe, calling half elephant, half hypocrite. I think he called him like a hypocrite or something. Like, so yes, and that was hilarious. That was very funny, and no one got hurt. That was the plus side to all of it. Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt, and they only lost one match due to time constraints.
There we go.
Don't know what the match was, but it couldn't have been that good anyway. It's just been lost to history.
Exactly. Goodbye, match. All right, next question.
Question number 4.
Okay.
You may remember, in the early days of TNA, there was a tag team of 2 men dressed like penises. This was the
cool.
Johnsons.
Yes, they were called the Johnsons, yes.
But the question is...
That's not the question. Oh, no, okay.
What were the first names of the Johnsons? I'll give you a bonus point if you can tell me who managed the Johnsons. It's a double barrel here, it's worth 2 points.
So Mortimer Plumtree was their manager, who was like this posh twat. It's gotta be dick related, innit? Because they're dicks. So
well, you can, for the YouTube watchers, you can see it on the screen. This is what they looked like. It was horrible. On Spotify, just I don't know. Suffer.
Picture a dick.
Yeah, picture 2 men in beige, like skin tight suits, I guess.
And if anything, they're white dicks. That's incredibly like that's not you know inclusive at all. It should have been like the Dudleys. Okay, so I don't know their names, so I'm just gonna make them up. Chode and Girth.
Chode and Girth.
Yeah, final answers. If it's not them, it should have been them.
You're right, it should have been them. But you are incorrect, Andy.
Oh, that is something stupid like Barry and Dave.
They were Dick and Rod.
Stupid.
They also only had 2 matches before being fired because they were shit. That's TNA for you.
Why the fuck? Dick and Rod. No, mine
Dick
are better.
and Rod Johnson, as managed
Fuck
by
me.
Mortimer Plumtree, so you do get a point for that.
There you go. Why do I remember that guy? I don't know.
I don't know. But either way, they left an undeniable legacy on professional wrestling as a whole. And they did it in 2 matches.
I'm telling you, Chode and Girth.
Yeah, Chode and Girth. I think that's. I'm gonna write those names down. I'm gonna find those men and bring them to Brawl one day. But for now,
I'll make them.
you better make them, because I'm not.
Yeah.
Question number 5. As we know, TNA has had many different match stipulations. They've also had to call them different names, because apparently WWE owns the rights to the names of stipulations now. The question is, what name did TNA give to their equivalent of a TLC match?
Full Metal Mayhem.
You look confused.
Because it's stupid, but Full Metal Mayhem.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You are correct! It was Full Metal Mayhem.
I don't know why they just couldn't call it something else.
I mean, they called, what was it, they called the steel cage for 6 sides of steel or something weird?
Yeah.
4 sides of steel? Just call it a steel fucking cage!
No, it's gotta be a gimmick.
You gotta electrify the thing.
You gotta make it magic. We gotta call it a magic name.
You start outside the ring, and then you have to run into the ring.
Okay, the one good TNA match concept that two, Ultimate X and Gauntlet for the Gold. I always thought that was a good idea. Do a Royal Rumble where the last two people have a match, and then whoever wins by pinfall wins the whole thing. I thought that was a good idea.
No coincidence, but that's basically how the 2007 Royal Rumble ended. It's just, Michaels and Taker just fucking wrestle for a bit before you throw each other out.
And that Rumble was great.
Same with this year's Rumble with Cody and Gunther for some fucking reason, even though everyone knew that Cody was winning. Just have him wrestle Gunther for like 15 minutes before you eventually throw him over.
That's really good.
Yeah, Gauntlet for the Gold works. Unless you know exactly who's winning beforehand, it just eliminates all suspension and you're just tired.
I see. What's the next question?
Well, I also want to talk about the, What was the name of the match that had that red structure around it, where there was like a hole in the ceiling and you had to like climb through it?
Steel Asylum, I think.
Yeah. I remember it being impossible for Homicide to actually get through the roof. So he designed it in such a way that made it stupid difficult. Like, yep, that's TNA in a nutshell.
Fucking garbage.
In a big red ugly nutshell.
Why the fuck did they have a giant red cage? I will never know.
Hey, WWE copied them years later, so they must have been onto something.
No, they weren't.
No, they weren't. It fucking sucked.
It was shit. It was garbage.
Next question then, Mr. Kwan.
Yes.
This is question number 6. We're halfway there. Do you remember Sin Cara?
Yes, he had a penis shirt.
That was his defining feature. Nothing else.
Yeah, that's all he did. And broke his finger. It was like, ugh.
Oh no, my fingy.
Bye-bye.
Now, I bring up Sin Cara because when he was signed to the WWE in, whatever year it was, 2010?
Yep.
Around then, he was treated as like a massive intergalactic signing. It's like big fucking deal. However,
he's the next Ray! Yeah!
Yeah, and then he wasn't, and it was bad. He since landed on his feet in Mexico, but whatevs, we don't care. We got Hunico for several years. So really, who won? But anyway, as
Rey
we know,
Mysterio.
TNA has the habit of copying WWE almost word for word sometimes in their shared essays. So, what was TNA's answer to WWE's hiring of Sin Cara? There are 2 points on the line here. If you can tell me the name of the wrestler, and 2, the gimmick that they were having at the time. As TNA's answer to WWE's hiring of Sin Cara. He looks confused, like he's trying to push out a knowledge turd that just isn't coming.
It couldn't have been Suicide, because Suicide was a thing before. Who the fuck did they hire?
Well, they may not have hired anybody new. They may have just, they have put a guy in a fucking lucha gimmick.
I think they just heard Suicide in a manic and they put TJ Perkins in a mask for some reason.
You look thoroughly confused. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know.
You are incorrect, Andy Kwan.
I figured, because it... So, who was it? I don't...
This is the funniest shit in the whole world, right? I went really obscure for some of these, and you're about to find out why. It's because it's the most hilarious shit in the entire world. They took Amazing Red, and they put him under a mask.
What?
And
When
they
did
named him Sangriento.
Fuck off, this is not a thing.
This is a thing. And
Amazing
fun fact, you can still
mask.
buy Sangriento, like, 6x4s. Little printouts.
Fuck off. How do you spell it?
Sangriento.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, this is what they fucking did. Explain it to the listeners on Spotify who are currently unable to see a picture of Sangriento.
Right, so this Egypt,
This fucking idiot.
he has got like the most generic luchador mask you could ever see in your entire life. It's not red, it's like black with like a yellow and purple outline around the eyes. Doesn't have a mouth, so I don't know how you're supposed to breathe in this thing.
He has no mouth and yet he must scream.
And it's one of the worst. Holy crap! It's so bad. It's just picture the worst thing imaginable. You haven't quite found it yet.
This was 2011, actually, the spring of 2011.
Ah, peak Hogan era. Right, got you. That's
TNA did not offer any information on where this guy previously wrestled. No, Mexico is not enough. Nor who he had feuded with, nor which names he had used in the past. That's because he didn't exist outside of the company.
God almighty.
I mean, I've always been a fan of TNA just blatantly ripping off, like, WWE and just, like, changing the work ever so slightly. But by doing that, they make it the worst fucking thing in the entire world.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the mask gets worse, right? I'm now looking at a fucking image from, I guess this was TNA Explosion. The mask sort of comes out like a fucking crab or something. What in the name of... This is something I would create in fucking 2K! What is this?
He came as quickly as he went, if it's any consolation.
How long was he there for?
Few months, maybe? If that. I think it would have been fine if they actually, I don't know, they got Tiger Uno, like, a few years after this. Why did they not just hire a fucking luchador? Why did you put Amazing Red in a mask? But yeah, you can still buy little signed photographs of him on the TNA official website, apparently.
Incredible.
But that's my favourite thing. Like, they ripped off Team Hell No, they ripped off CM Punk, they ripped off the Wyatt family. And if you know TNA well enough, you know each gimmick which corresponds to those rip-offs. Lest we forget Daniel Bryan and Eric Young at the same time. It's just a coincidence, mate.
I was hoping that was one of the questions, but it probably ain't now because you just said it, so...
Well, yeah, exactly. Instead, we move on to question 7.
Okay, question 7.
I suppose it does kind of talk about rip-offs, because...
Okay.
Remember Goldberg? From
WCW?
Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like fucking 900 straight matches and then he lost to a taser, yeah. TNA saw that chapter in wrestling history and saw fit to do it again. With Crimson.
Oh, Christ.
The memories have painted his face fucking red, ironically.
Oh, my lord.
This is a question about Crimson.
Oh, really? Oh, Christ, alright, go.
Which wrestler ended Crimson's 470-day undefeated streak, and how long did it take?
I want to say either Matt Morgan or Gunner, and I don't know which one of the two.
What are your thought processes behind those answers?
So, Gunner is someone else that they wanted to push, who was equally shit.
No.
Matt Morgan is genetically stacked and genetically packed.
Matt Morgan.
Matt Morgan. So, I'm going to go with Gunner.
Is that your final answer?
Unfortunately, yes.
How long did you think it took for him to beat Crimson?
10 seconds.
10 seconds?
Yeah. Like, it must have been quick.
You are incorrect on both ends, Andy, I'm afraid.
That makes me sad.
You're gonna love this. You're gonna fucking love this, right? They were trying to build up Crimson and his legendary undefeated streak. Meanwhile, you can literally see the audience falling asleep whilst he had his matches. No one fucking cared in the slightest.
You know why I don't remember this? Because we were playing the TNA drinking game, and I was probably pissed at this point.
You're gonna fucking love this. The guy that ended Crimson's 470-day undefeated streak? James Storm.
Fuck off.
And the cherry on top of his shit cake? It was a 2-minute match.
Bloody hell.
You fucking booted him, and that was it. That was all we wrote on Crimson.
What a waste of time that was.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking awful.
Christ.
Summary of TNA, really.
You know, I mean, when we say the peak of TNA, it kind of went downhill after 2010. Oh,
Speaking
God.
of 2010, Andy.
Oh, goody. What's the next question?
It's about the Monday Night War.
What a... It wasn't a war. It was just sort of a battle of sorts. Not a good one.
It's just a slight battle, a blip on the radar.
It was a minor inconvenience for WWE.
It was a minor inconvenience for society as a whole.
It's like an itch. You just scratch it, it goes away.
Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff went to TNA and they thought, you know what? We're gonna do what WCW did all those years ago for 83 weeks. We're gonna take Impact and we're gonna make it better than WWE.
No, you won't. But okay.
As said at the top of the show, the Monday Night Wars lasted for only 10 weeks. However, can you name the highest number of viewers that Impact got against Monday Night Raw?
Do you mean like the Nielsen rating or the actual like number of people who watched it?
Well, this is multiple choice, so you have a choice of answers here.
Okay.
Is it A, 0.8? Is it B, 1.5? Or is it C, 3.3?
Now, I vaguely remember them doing well at first, and then it just fell off a cliff. So I'm going to say 3.3, and it probably ended with like a 0.8 in the end. So yeah, I would go with 3.3.
You are incorrect, Andy.
Really? I thought they did alright at first, and then people realised it was shit, they just stopped watching it.
The correct answer is 1.5. And that was on the first week.
Bloody hell.
Let's look at this. Let's actually break it down. I got the numbers here for you, right? So,
okay.
Monday Night Raw, 3.6. Impact, 1.5.
You know what? I should have thought Raw would have done a 3.6. Now they can't even get like a 1 point fucking anything. Jesus Christ.
Ratings don't actually mean anything, and we know this as civilized people, but it's funny to look at these numbers. Because then the next week, Raw, 3.4, Impact, 0.98. They fell below 1 million and they never climbed up again.
That was worse than what they were doing on Thursdays originally.
Next week, Raw, 3.7, Impact, 0.8.
Oh god, no, it's going down. That's what she said.
Raw, 3.2, Impact, 0.8. So Raw fell, Impact remained almost the same.
So the people that watched Raw the previous week still didn't bother watching.
Yeah.
TNA just following.
Next week, Raw, 3.7, Impact, 0.6.
Oh, Christ! Oh, no, that's awful. Oh my fuck. Jesus.
Next week, Raw, 3.1, Impact, 0.9. Oh, it got better.
Okay.
Next week, Raw, 3.2, Impact, 0.8.
So it went up and then it's now just going back down again.
We're doing it again, Andy. It's a roller coaster. Next week, Raw, 3.05, Impact, 0.95.
Okay.
So we're getting closer. We're getting closer to 1, yeah?
Getting closer. Okay.
Yeah. You can see that Raw is on a down curve and Impact is on an up curve, yeah?
Okay.
Next week, Raw, 3.3, Impact, 0.5.
That's it. No, you fucked it. It's over.
And finally, the way it ended, Raw, 3.05, Impact, 0.8. So you were correct on the number they ended on.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Because I remember everyone
10
being
weeks.
like, they didn't do too bad at first.
Yeah, because they put the heavyweight title on, like, Rodney Von Dorothy, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they did. And also, they did a show on a Monday in January, and that show didn't do too bad. So that's why.
Yeah, that was the 1.5.
Alright, we'll go head to head. Yeah, so they were like, alright, we'll go head to head then. And fuck me, that did not go well at all. Like, holy mother of Jesus. Like, that was awful. Like, flippin' hell. What? Why?
Don't worry, Andy. It only got better.
They never came back from that.
Because Claire Lynch was soon introduced after this.
Oh god, is this a question?
Do you remember Claire Lynch, Andy?
Unfortunately, yes I do.
Why don't you give a summary to the viewers at home?
Claire Lynch allegedly was somebody who AJ Styles was having an affair with, because Bad Influence, who were the team of Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, were like, AJ is a twat. He's had this affair with this woman, and she's a drug addict, and they have a baby. Ooh! It was awful. It turns out it was all shit. And they hired Claire Lynch from Universal Studios Resort because she used to work on a ride there or something. It was one of the worst angles in history. It was fucking terrible.
They had to stop when the actress who played Claire Lynch got death threats.
Because the angle was so bad. Jesus Christ.
Now, you'd be briefly touched on it. She did, in fact, work in the Universal amusement park.
Brilliant.
The question is, what role did Claire Lynch play outside of TNA? This is multiple choice here.
Okay.
Is it A, Marge Simpson?
Marge Simpson, you fucking, I don't believe it.
Is it B, Olive Oil from Popeye?
Oh, right. I thought like a bottle of fucking... Then I go in the pan.
Or is it... Shut up.
Shut up! Well, it's probably more plausible to be the fucking olive oil, but what's the third option?
Third option, Cat in the Hat.
I'm going with olive oil because it's fucking hilariously funny, so yeah, let's do that.
You're correct.
Holy shit!
They got Olive Oil to play a fake AJ Styles girlfriend, weird baby Dixie Carter was there. The only good thing we got out of it was Bad Influence, right?
Yeah, Bad Influence were great, but
before that, they weren't really a team.
They were doing things before, and then they were involved in this shit, and then they were just ruined after that. They were like, oh, you fucking bellends, you've actually had something.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then they went to Ring of Honor, and I can't remember what they're called there, but they were all right there, and then they were SCU, and then they broke up, and that's the end of that one.
Don't worry, guys. Kaz is back home.
I'm sure he's so happy with that.
He opened the box, mate. I mean, he's brilliant. He's doing a good job there.
Oh, they have stupid boxes there, don't they?
Oh yeah, remember the Feast or Fired?
Oh, is that the next question?
No, I just remembered.
Oh. Okay.
Remembered Feast or Fired.
Yes. Fine, you get a point. Hooray!
No, I'll maintain that, like, Feast or Fired is a legitimately, like, great concept, and the WWE should do an equivalent of it. Even though it is, I wouldn't say it's a rip-off of Money in the Bank, it's just an evolution of that idea. You have 4 briefcases. They're all mystery boxes, though.
So, this is so Vince Russo. Instead of having 1 box, why not have 5, or 7, or 54? Oh my god.
Well, unless we talk about the time they had the knockouts with the boxes, and that was awful.
Oh, Christ, that was just...
Where they make Daphne, rest in peace, fucking strip in front of a live crowd, and she did not want to do that.
God,
there was a fucking tarantula as well, it was all weird.
Didn't somebody win the world, like the women's world title?
Yeah, Angelina Love won the fucking Knockouts title by opening a box. Because that worked great for Booker T, didn't it? Fucking shit.
Cheers, Vince!
Vince Russo, to be clear.
Yeah, sorry.
There's 2 shithead Vinces that work in wrestling.
My bad, I should probably clarify which one of the 2 I meant.
One terrible Vince.
Adrenaline! Tell you bro! Let's go have a swerve and not the dance! Get stuff from the pole! Anyway, move on.
Yeah, you almost landed. We'll give you half a point for that.
Thank you.
Next question. True or false? TNA has never drawn a crowd of more than 7,000 people.
You said this earlier. You said they've never drawn more than 8,000. So, that is false, because they haven't drawn more than 8,000.
What do you think TNA's highest attendance is?
7,800 and...
Well, you are correct. The statement is false. TNA's highest attendance for Lockdown 2013 is 7,200.
Jesus.
AEW literally drew in 100 more than that. 100 times more, I should say. Fucking 70-odd thousand. Jesus Christ.
Holy mother of God. Was this thing ever good? I'm starting to question everything.
Well, no, it was
now.
good.
Like,
The problem was they
understand?
were in the fucking Alamo Dome, but they were in 1/5 of the Alamo Dome. They topped off like 90% of that fucking arena.
Why did they think they could fill that fucker?
They couldn't fill 1/5 of it.
Oh my lord.
Now, of course, TNA has had several great alumni. And if you look at the cover of the video game, none of them stayed.
Nope, they're all gone.
They're all gone somewhere else now.
I accidentally poked myself in the eye, so that's why I'm blinking all the time.
No one knows. You didn't have to say anything.
Well, my bad.
And I don't care. So,
Okay.
the roster was at one point extremely prolific, featuring guys like AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Sting, Abyss, James Storm, Bobby Roode, all the Warriors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it also had Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Perhaps he was one of the bigger characters, both literally and figuratively, in TNA for a lot of its early years. However, which event saw the debut of Samoa Joe, and who did he face? 2 points on the line here.
Did he face Jushin Thunder Liger?
In TNA.
Yep. He did have a match with him at Bound for Glory, so I think then
What year?
2005?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Jushin Thunder Liger at Bound for Glory 2005?
Yes.
You get 1/3 of a point because it was in 2005 at Slammiversary against Sanjay Dutt.
Oh, well, he did go on to have a match with Jushin Thunder Liger, so...
So I'm right technically. I'm right if the question was entirely different.
I'm technically factually correct about the fact, but not the answer to the question.
So you're wrong.
That sounds like the most Tory answer to why did you lose 2 by-elections? Technically, we lost, yes, but I'm technically factually correct, so...
But you're wrong, though. Because the question wasn't fucking did he ever face Jushin Thunder Liger at Bound for Glory? No, it was his debut. When and where? Slammiversary 2005, Sanjay Dutt. It's weird that they were feuding in AEW like 20 years later.
Yep, welcome to wrestling. It's just a circle. It just goes round and round and round.
As opposed to a square, which goes left and left and left
Or
and left.
Or a squared circle.
Oh, shit!
Oh, why am I... Well, anywho, is there any more questions?
We're at our final question, Andy.
Ah, the final question.
And this is an interesting one. This is a timed question.
Oh, come on.
You have 5 minutes to name every single Impact World Heavyweight Champion. Are you up to the task?
Yes, do you count the NWA title in this?
This is from 2002
Yes, then. Okay.
all the way until 2023.
Jesus Christ, I'm not gonna know, like... like... 220 fucking...
There are
15 onwards.
78 recorded reigns of this championship.
God.
Are you ready,
Do
Andrew?
I just have to name the people?
Yes.
Good, alright. Not all the fucking reigns, Jesus Christ, okay.
No. For example, if you said one name and they had 12 reigns, you would name 12 of the reigns.
Well, that would be Jeff Jarrett, so yeah, go ahead, alright.
Starting 5 minutes. 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
So the first one was Ken Shamrock. Then R-Truth, or Ron Killings. Then Jeff Jarrett. AJ Styles. Then... Kenneth, help me!
Well, if there's any
so-
consolation, you've already filled out 2002 to 2005, so...
Sweet. So... Who else would have won it? Samoa Joe. Kurt Angle. Abyss. The Icon Stan. Sting. Steiner didn't have it. Nash didn't have it. Scott Hall didn't have it.
Question is, who did?
James Storm, Bobby Roode.
4 minutes remain.
How am I drawing a blank? Did I say Abyss?
Yep.
Fuck. Rhino, he had it. Christian Cage. Raven.
You now have 2002 to 2008 on lock.
Cool. Did I say Samoa Joe? I did,
Yep.
didn't I? Okay.
Really think about it.
Eric Young.
Yep, think about all the perennial tag team guys that eventually got runs with it.
Oh, Austin Aries, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley. I've already said Beer Money. Dudley's didn't have it, obviously.
Forgetting a few very key ones here.
Daniels didn't win it, did he?
No. Immortal belt?
Oh, don't give me clues. I want to do it on my own. Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy for some reason. EC3. Magnus, fucking Magnus. Bubba Ray Dudley, or Bully Ray. So he did win it, idiot. I said the Dudleys didn't win it. He did.
Well, Devon never did.
No, Devon. Brother Devon. Mr. Anderson. Rob Van Dam. Trying to think of that shit era who won
2 minutes.
Bobby Lashley. Moose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have 2002 to 2016 on lock, except for one name from 2009. Minute and a half remain.
Who would have won it then? It would have been either Joe, Angle, Sting. AJ? I said AJ. So...
Think about more modern era, from 2016 to now.
Okay. Kenny Omega, technically.
Well, not technically, he did.
Okay, he did. The guy with the fucking things on his head. Oh, what's his name?
Oh yeah, really good, mate.
Josh Alexander? Is that somebody?
Yep.
That's a person. Excellent.
Minute left.
Jeff Jarrett. I said Jeff Jarrett.
Yep.
Idiot. Like, that was the first one I said. I'll
give you another minute to stop you from fucking panicking right now.
See, I don't really remember. Eddie Edwards?
Yep.
Like today. I don't know at this point. Who else would have been a TNA fucking champion? Who was it? Fuck.
Going into extra time now. You have 67 out of 78 reigns.
I can't get any more. I don't
Are you
know
sure?
Wait. No,
I'll give you one more hint. Who is the one woman who won it?
Tessa Blanchard.
And who did she beat?
I don't know.
You don't know that?
I don't know.
Damn.
Is it? Wait, it's that fucking weird hacker man from NXT. What the fuck's his name?
Yes.
I don't fucking know his name.
Yes,
Hacker
you
man.
do.
Does that count?
No. You know his name.
Oh, fuck off.
Don't tell me to fuck off. I gave you an extra minute, you dick.
Dickhead. That's his name.
Yeah, that was it.
Perfect. I'm the best.
20 seconds.
Oh, what is his fucking name? Sammy Callahan. That's his
Yeah.
fucking name. Who is that? I don't know the others before that time.
5 seconds.
I've no clue. No one knows who they are, Sam. They're not real. They're fake. Fake news.
And you're done.
Okay, how many did I get?
You got 69.
Ooh.
69 out of 78.
Nice.
That's impressive.
I'm happy with that. Thank you.
So, these are the
Who did
names
I
that you
miss
missed out. like I said, you had 2002 to 2008 on locked. You had Ken Shamrock, Ron Killings, Jeff Jarrett, AJ Styles. Jeff Jarrett, AJ Styles, Ron Killings, Jeff Jarrett, AJ Styles, Raven, Jeff Jarrett, Rhino, Jeff Jarrett, Christian, Jeff Jarrett, Sting, Abyss,
Jeff
Christian,
Jarrett,
Kurt, technically, Sting,
Okay.
Kurt, Samoa Joe, Sting, that one name from 2009 that you forgot about?
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Michael Foley.
Oh shit, Mick Foley won it, didn't he?
Yeah,
I completely forgot about that.
he won it from Sting and then he lost it to Kurt Angle.
Oh, that fucking awful cage match. Jesus Christ. Oh,
Then
forgot all about
Styles,
that.
RVD, Jeff Hardy, Mr. Anderson, Jeff Hardy, Sting, Mr. Anderson, Sting, Kurt Angle, James Storm, Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, Jeff Hardy, Bully Ray, Chris Sabin. He had it once in 2013. That fucking sucked. Bully Ray, AJ Styles, Magnus. Technically had 2 reigns back to front. Eric Young, Lashley, Bobby Roode, Lashley, Kurt Angle, EC3, Matt Hardy. This is when he vacated it in a motel. You remember this?
No.
In a Motel
No
6
one
on
remembers
YouTube,
this.
he vacated the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. It was then they did this fucking weird round-robin series. Like a World Cup of sorts. EC3 won it. Then Matt Hardy. You forgot about Drew Galloway.
Oh, yeah, he had it, didn't
He had in 2006, he lost to Lashley, who lost to Eddie Edwards, who lost to Lashley. You mentioned him earlier. You didn't mention him now. Alberto El Patron.
Oh, yeah, shit. Well, it's easy
In
to forget.
2017, he then lost it to Lashley, who then lost it to... You're gonna kick yourself for this one. Eli Drake. Yeah.
Oh, bollocks.
Yeah, he existed before WWE, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Dummy. Yeah.
Dummy. Yeah, dummy. Yeah.
Then Austin Aries. And then, you forgot Pentagon Jr.
I didn't even know he had the title.
He did in 2018. This is
that
when
the
they were
Sarah
trying Austin
Romero
Aries
guy?
again. Yeah,
Wait. Is that, wait. That's a Sarah Romero guy.
Yeah, it is.
He's a TNA World Champion.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And then Austin Aries. Johnny Impact, you forgot. This is like 2018, 2019, so I don't blame you.
Who the fuck knows this shit?
I did. Johnny Impact, who then lost it to Brian Cage.
He's an ex-TNA champ. What the fuck? Really?
Then Sammy Callahan, then Tessa Blanchard, then Eddie
Scraping
Edwards.
the barrel.
Eric Young had it in 2020.
Why?
That was crazy. And then, you forgot this one, Rich Swann.
Why the
That's who Kenny Omega beat for it.
what?
And then Christian, and then Josh, and then Moose, and then Josh. And finally, the last man, you don't even know who he fucking is. I know for a fact. It was Steve Macklin.
That's not a real person.
It is. He was a TNA World Heavyweight Champion this calendar year, 2023. And is currently held by Alex Shelley from the Motor City. But yes, a good effort, honestly. You got 88%.
That's not too bad. That's like a B, isn't it?
Yeah, B+. B plus player.
Sweet.
And I forgot the amount of cumulative answers you got on the score, so here, bam, put it up. Robot voice will say it for the Spotify people.
Andy scored 7.3 out of a possible 12, but really this doesn't matter because we all had fun here today. LOL TNA.
It was 69 because it's funny.
And that was the TNA quiz.
Wonderful. What a great quiz.
TNA has cemented its legacy as one of the best, but then also one of the worst wrestling promotions ever. Its history is inescapably tied to the Suplah as a whole.
Mm.
And I think
Yeah.
they deserve all the respect in the world. And I'm very excited for this rebrand going forward. What are your final words?
I'm starting to think TNA wasn't as good as we remembered it now. I'm now worried about this rebrand. Don't do it.
Maybe an episode in the future can be us going through the LOL TNA moments of history together.
Possibly. I mean, to be fair, like, for every
AJ Styles versus Christopher Joe fucking...
Yeah, I was going to say, for every shit thing, like, I don't know, Jeff Jarrett being NWA champion 72 times, or like fucking just dumb shit like Crimson and fucking whoever Amazing Red's mask guy. I've forgotten his name already.
Sangriento.
Whatever.
Remember his name.
Great. And there's always an AJ Styles Joe Daniels match. There's always Jeff Jarrett versus Kurt Angle, Sting and Jarrett, X Division matches. You know, so there are gems in there. And I think it's had a very, very troubled history for multiple reasons. But if they can harness what they had in, like, 2006 and fucking try and go with that, it stands a chance. But if they go to 2010 TNA, it's fucked. But I don't think they will. They're not hiring Hogan. Don't hire Punk. That's another thing. Do not hire CM Punk, because that will be like hiring Hogan, and he will fuck it up completely. Do not hire CM Punk. I couldn't give a fuck if he's backstage at that Bound for Glory show. Do not hire CM Punk. I don't care if Ace still works for Impact now, or TNA, or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves now. Do not hire Punk. For the love of Christ, do not hire Punk. If you hire Punk, it will be like hiring Hogan.